Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm starting this live stream thing, and I think we got all the bugs worked out from a few days ago where we was having a live stream and it just didn't seem to work out. So I apologize for anyone that tuned in then. And let me get messages out that we're live streaming to people. Get it out to the Twitter burst, the Twitter people and stuff. So bear with me and let me know if you if you can hear me and you hear me correctly. So okay. Yeah, I want to get that URL thingy. Copy. And we're gonna share this with the Twitter people and the Facebook people or whoever else. Damn it. Let's see what happens here. So testing. Okay. All right, so let me get the ball rolling, and it says live, Miles Cheong condemns Andy Warski for allegedly sharing ... Well, you have to wait no longer for this exciting adventure to start. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So, Miles Cheong, I opened up the Twitter today, and I see this post. I publicly condemn Andy Warski, who was just outed for allegedly sharing child pornography. Well, that's quite an attention getter, don't you think? An alt-right YouTuber shared vile sexual images of underage girls, says the Metro UK. We'll get to that. Miles Cheong says, Warski tried to steal my YouTube channel after he agreed to sell his portion of the... He produced a handful of videos by changing the password without my knowledge. I reclaimed it. He wanted more money by hosting drama streams from what I was already paying him to fund his personal habits. Oh, well. He doxed my family, harassed and continued to harass my close friends, and I wonder if this is alleged too, attempted to have me arrested on a variety of fabricated charges as revenge for stealing his YouTube channel, which I founded, named, and built from the ground up. Well, damn it, if that's the truth, I'm with you there, Miles Cheong. I have been shown the full deleted video Andy Warski hosted on his YouTube channel in which he was pretending to be an internet detective by downloading gigabytes of child pornography. It is as vile as the Metro article suggests. Well, I've read the Metro article, and we'll get to that. One might pause to ask why Andy Warski fled Canada to live in the United States just days after rumors about the child pornography stream began to circulate on Reddit, Kiwi Farms, 8chan, and other internet forums. Wow, there's a guy, he's eating popcorn, he's like, yeah, ooh, I want to wait for this. So a lot of people are condemning Miles Cheong for jumping in on this hate bandwagon. But so we'll get to the article here. Oh, crap. Look at all those ads. Holy shit. Taste the difference. Okay. So, alt-right YouTuber shared vile sexualized images of underage girl. So Andy Warski is alt-right. And you know why? Because Right Wing Watch says he is. See, Andy, we're right there. You're reading right there. They say he's one of them alt-righters. Okay? So we'll get back to the article. And you'll notice that this article is inflammatory. It is sensationalizing. So I'm not judging Andy Warski. They are. And we're going to read some of Andy Warski's own words. So Jasper Hamill, writing for metro.co.uk, says a notorious YouTuber linked to the alt-right shared sexualized images of underage girls during a shocking live stream watched by thousands of people. Oh, by the way, can you hear me out there? How's it coming across? We had problems a few days ago, and want to see any comments, any feedback on how I sound. I did a test earlier, and it sounded pretty good. I got a golden voice, right? So, last week, Andy Warski, internet personality regularly accused of sexism and racism, hosted an online event on YouTube designed to expose a pedophile ring, during which he published photographs of children aged under 16 in provocative poses. Well, hell's bells, that don't sound very good, does it now? They made an accusation here. The video has now been deleted after viewers began to claim it suggested Warski had gathered and distributed child pornography, an accusation which he emphatically denied. He insisted the images he shared were creepy rather than illegal, and said he has never looked at or downloaded nudes featuring children. Okay. Well, I'm not the one to judge you there, Andy. It's the Metro people that are judging you. The stream provoked a storm this week in the nether regions of the internet among communities populated by trolls, Nazis, gamers, and the alt-right. Well, if he's an alt-right, then why was this, I don't know. Anyway, in the video, Warski spent 3 hours presenting and discussing his own research, which found that girls who described themselves as being under 16 were selling naked pictures of themselves on Instagram. And I guess this is supposed to be a clip from it.
I can show this, or it's so hard to tell.
Well, it doesn't show you anything. Okay. This investigation, quotes, saw him collect images showing children in provocative poses and expose the identities of men in a child porn ring who collected and discussed these wild photos on private chat rooms. And I'm going to give you my opinion on that after a couple of these paragraphs. The pictures he shared on YouTube were posted publicly on Instagram by underage girls with usernames too sexually extreme to print, and were being edited as Andy suggested, maybe they do need an editor. And were being edited in some way. I think they meant to say being edited and in some way to make sure they don't trigger the photo site's nudity filters. They are designed to entice pedophiles into contacting the girls via DM, that means direct message, I guess, and paying for illegal nudes. In his deleted stream, Warski shared an image of a seemingly underage girl's cleavage take from one of these public taken. I guess they meant take. See, this is throwing me off. So when I do a scripted thing, I actually correct the grammar and the spelling and everything, so I can read it right. Cleavage taken from one of these public Instagram profiles with the see no evil and speak no evil monkey emojis placed in front of them. Well, how considerate. The YouTuber also uploaded a picture of a child who posed topless but had edited the image with images of cherubs to mask her breasts. He reported all the public Instagram accounts that appeared to be offering illegal nudes. So he reported. So what they're saying here is that Andy Warski reported what he was claiming he was doing. He reported these images. Okay? So, I want to get to the part where I said I'm going to give you my opinion, but I need to take a sip of water here. Exposing pedophiles and other bad, terrible, horrible people is a good thing. They need to be exposed. Light needs to be shed on them. Spotlight needs to be shown on them. And if the most vulnerable population is being targeted by these people, and that's children. That's horrible. And I commend, if Andy Warski was trying to expose them, I commend him for it. However, I see it as a foolish endeavor to do it live online. Was it getting him views and clicks? Of course. But I don't think it was, it's not, it's foolish to do something like that, because look what's going on here. So what you're doing is you're playing around online, trying to ferret out pedophiles, and now you're getting accused of one. So you leave that stuff to the law, or you just report these people. You know, that's what I say. Like, if I saw it, I would report pedophiles. Okay, but I wouldn't show it online. You know, you don't know what's going to turn up. Okay, it's going to be on your computer, which means it's in your history, right? Which means you looked at it. Or just being accused of it. It's not smart, even if you did nothing wrong. Putting yourself in a position, Andy, to get accused is not smart. Okay? I think you're a smart guy. I only watched a few of your videos. You're a clever guy. You're funny. I don't think you're alt-right, but Right Wing Watch says you're alt-right, damn it, because they got all the posts about you here. Anyway, I don't believe them. You're probably a nice guy, damn it. But you did a foolish thing. And what does it matter? Nobody's watching my videos anyway. So okay, so he is also heard passing photos over to co-host Ethan Ralph, owner of the online news site The Ralph Report, and discussing whether they were suitable to be shown on screen. I think I saw the Ralph Report once or twice. I'm not that familiar with it. Ralph, I'm going to open up my screen to share for you, Warski said. I'm not going to show the audience yet, so you can tell me if these are, you know. Do you think this should be allowed on the show? Ralph replied, let me see. Let me look. That's a reference to Motorhead. I don't know. I don't know. It looks, I don't know. Well, at that point, you know, when you got all those I don't knows, Mr. Warski, maybe you should have just, you know, stopped doing this. But anyway, I don't see, it looks like this is a hit piece. I don't see that you did anything wrong. I think it was foolhardy to invite yourself to be accused of this by doing this. Am I going to be invited to be accused for showing somebody accusing you of being accused? Interesting. Can I show this? Warski asked later in the video after sending another photo. It's so hard to tell. This person, she is 15. He then sent the picture to Ralph, who replied, let me see. Ugh. I thought SJW said ugh. The vagueness of this conversation led viewers to speculate that the pair had been looking at and discussing illegal images. They were like, they put trench coats on and they hung out in the back alley. They ran out. Okay, we wrote to Warski and he sent us a Twitter DM which said we did not have illegal images of underage girls. That was Instagram public accounts. The things I didn't want to show and which were sent to Ralph were in those Instagrams and were just creepy images. I would never have any nudity of underage girls on my comp, meaning computer, I guess. I ate ridiculous. Okay, it says something there. I guess I ain't ridiculous? So I have to change the image here for a second because I need to check something. And you don't need to see stuff. Okay, we'll get back to that. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Ooh, crap. There we go. He said people had posted suggestively edited versions of his live stream on message boards to falsely report he had a folder of illegal child pornography on his computer, which he was viewing and sharing with Ethan Ralph during the stream. During the stream, he is shown opening a folder. Ha, you caught him, didn't you, Dead-Eye Dick? And then quickly closing again. Proof of guilt, suggesting there were images inside. He did want to be, see, They need an editor here. He did not want to be shown on the live stream. Who the hell? This is the Metro? And how many errors have I caught so far? And I'm not even a proofreader. People are trying to frame us, but we don't play with illegal activities, he said. Well, you know, Andy, everyone in prison says I'm innocent. Ha, ha, ha. I guess the Metro got you there. The aim of this show was to expose a child porn ring of men who pay kids under 16 of age to send them illegal pornographic images of themselves. These perverts use pseudonyms like Lollylard, referring to the book Lolita, but often giving away their identities by inadvertently handing over personal information to the chat room websites in which they share the illegal images. Well, that's not smart, is it? Warski revealed the names of several of these men during the stream who rushed to delete the identifying data in real time as the video unfolded. Well, good for you, Andy. Damn it, good for you. Warski said an unnamed female researcher gathered a folder of images which proves the identity of these men, but also contains some of the illegal child porn photos they shared, has now been sent to the FBI, where it should be. Damn it. If you want to play junior detective, you get articles written in the Metro about you. He denied everything. He denied ever receiving the illegal images contained in the folder. I made sure nothing disgusting was sent to me because I know it's illegal and it's disgusting in the first place, he insisted. 2 detectives are talking to some people today, and I'm glad that circle of people are being taken down. There's a video. I'm not going to play the video. Although he has denied being part of the alt-right, many of Warski's fans are known to be members of his hard-right online movement, and others are believed to be actual Nazis. And so to be helpful here, actual Nazis are people that the writer of this article disagrees with. So it's like a really high bar he's set for calling people Nazis. The YouTuber has the nickname Race Warski, which refers to extreme right-wingers' belief that the U.S. is doomed to be torn apart by a devastating ethnic conflict. Does he really believe that? He hosted white nationalist Richard Spencer, star of the Punch a Nazi show, on a live stream in January 2018 and has been described as a megaphone for the alt-right. During Warski's live stream, viewers pay him tips, and he can earn hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Sounds like somebody's jealous here. So, we've shit all over Andy Warski here, haven't we? Who's the guy that wrote this thing again? Jasper Hamill. It's his exclusive. We've shit all over your buddy Andy here. So I hope that makes you happy. And he's on the right-wing watch, too, so that makes them happy. But we're going to go and get Andy's side of it. And since I'm a nobody, Andy wouldn't come on my show. I didn't ask him. What's the point? Okay, so Andy, 3 hours ago, so Andy says, so Jasper Hamill dropped a hit piece on the Metro full of lies. Lies, lies, lies. His editor should be disgusted with him. And their proofreader should be disgusted with the proofreader, too. And they at Ted B. Young, do you expect, I guess that's the editor, do you expect your writers to fact check? Okay, so Jasper Hamilton, did you contact the police about what you found? Thanks for your time. I hope to hear from you very soon. I will probably write later today, so it would be good to get a comment, please. Thanks. So Andy replies, this is Andy's, I guess his text is in his Twitter. Hey, man, we did not have images of underage girls. That was Instagram public accounts. The thing I did not want to show were in those Instagrams were just creepy images. And then he goes, at this point, he goes, oh, where he puts his hand across his face, goes, oh, like he does at the beginning of his videos. I would never have any nudity of underage girls on my comp. I ain't reckless. The people who had it were people who had found it, and the FBI and police were reported. And then I think I need to go to the next one. People were People. Okay. People clip that stuff out of context to make us look like we did something sketchy, but I would never do that. That would be dumb and disgusting. I guess I never do that. And then no punctuation. That would be dumb and disgusting. Andy, we need some punctuation here. Okay. So then Jasper says, hello, thanks for coming back to me. So it's all a misunderstanding. What about the images that were censored when you shared them? Did you edit them, and were they naked images of young women? Did anyone report you to the cops? Did you talk to cops? Sorry to bombard with questions. Hard to work out what's going on here. Thanks. So I guess the next one. Nah, that was just cut off for indecent pics from the Instagrams, but the massive file for... or whatever was from the people who had handed this into the FBI and cops. I made sure nothing disgusting was sent to me because I know it's illegal and it's disgusting in the first place. There are these boards online that are trying to make us seem like we had it. So you were framed, Warski. Framed, I tell you. It's not a misunderstanding. It literally people trying to frame us, but we don't play with illegal activities like that. The intention was for Instagram to get those people off Instagram. Thanks for reaching out. In fact, 2 detectives are talking to some people today, and I am glad that circle of people are being taken down. So I will revert back to my image because we're finished with that story. Anyway, I never got any... Oh, here we go. What? No echo? Great. Christ, U.S. News were showing trans kids dancing with male strippers in a gay bar. What is the difference? And that's T.A. Stingbat, I think. Why isn't it showing up here? Huh. The chat's not showing up. Let me try to get that... to show up here. I'm going to pop out chat, copy that address, put it in this here thing. See if we can get that online. You know, that was actually working. What's going on? So the chat isn't showing up. I wonder why. So we got the vocals figured out. So I'm gonna read it over here on YouTube. So, yeah, what's the difference? Well, Andy is being. Here's the difference. Somebody is suggesting he did something immoral or illegal or both. Okay, and it's a hyped article. Definitely someone who has it out for Andy Warski, whether he did something wrong or not. So that's what the difference is. Swap to live chat. What do you mean swap to live chat? How do I do that? Hey, I'm already live. But the stream health says red. Video output low. Huh. Swap to live chat. Yeah, I don't get it. Let me try to pop that out again, copy their address. You know, it's, so we had, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring that down and then bring it back up and see what happens. Nope. So I don't know why it's not showing up. But anyway, people watching can see. It doesn't have to be on the screen. I'm going to pull that out of the way. I don't know. Using one hand, I'm holding the microphone, so I can't do punctuation well. Top chat at top of chat. Oh. Shit. Top chat. All messages are visible. What is that? Does that work? No, it didn't work. Let me try it again. What a pain in the ass. Pop out chat. We're going to try this one more time. You know, it was working. You know, the chat was working a couple days ago, but the sound was all screwed up. So they got me coming and going here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. What do you know? We did something right. Fortune is on our side. We're on for the big time here. So the voice sound, the sound is good, right? Thank you, T.A. Stingbat, for all that help. I never saw that live chat thing before, and I never had a problem with the chat popping up or not. So what do you think? What do you think, T.A. Stingbat? You think Warski did this? Do you think he's some horrible pedophile trying to, or you think he was maybe misguided in trying to report people, which sounds like he was trying to, he did report people, and which does a great service to everyone. What do you think about it? By the way, this weekend I'm probably going to make a video showing you how showing everyone how I fixed the audio problems. And oh boy, because I'll tell you what, I did not what I ended up having to do. I did not find any video out there showing that. Seems like a leftist look to start. Yet, well, that's beside the point, right? Constant disappointment says I don't know what's going on. Well, I don't know either. That's why we report, you decide. You decide, and then we'll report it. How's that? No. I mean, obviously, this is the hit piece. This is, they're like with Tommy Robinson, they always have to say EDL, former EDL, and then say his name, say his full name, and trying to tarnish his image with people when they report on him. So when you start out by saying alt-right, Andy Warski, alt-right, horrible person, Nazi, white nationalist, then people reading the article, they've already been painted. That's one of those horrible people we don't like. Okay, so everything they say about him's true then, right? So it's a hit piece. It's not fake news. It's hit piece. Okay, it has an agenda. Okay, they're not making things up. He did this stuff. They're just twisting it to make him look bad. I don't know. Maybe he did something bad. Maybe he was hiding little pictures in that folder. But it doesn't sound like that. And when you're reporting people, okay, let me get to another part. When I say it's foolish to do stuff like this, see, and I mentioned this earlier, when you're trying to catch pedophiles, and you could end up seeing images on your computer, never mind the fact that they're being broadcast live on a live stream, but when they're on your computer, they're in your history as having been, even if you didn't look at them. I'm looking the other way, I'm not going to look at them. But so they're on your computer, and then according to the history, you looked at these pictures. So you're just giving ammunition to people that are going to try to screw you over, having stuff on your computer. So it could accidentally, people are warned, don't go to the porn sites. They might have some, accidentally, you might click on some child stuff and everything, Well, they're right. I mean, if you accidentally click on shit, it's on your computer, it's in your history. And of course, everyone knows your internet providers watching everything you do anyway, so they know what your favorite porn positions are, I guess. Yeah, it is a constant disappointment, isn't it? Anyone else? Anyone else have an opinion on this Warski debacle? I mean, it's obvious that Miles Cheong has an axe to grind against them, and it might be, I don't know their story. Maybe Warski did all that shit to him, but he's got an axe to grind. That's pretty obvious. I mean, I see his stuff on Twitter. I don't have any problems with the guy, but it's pretty obvious he's not happy with the man, and I never heard about all that stuff until I just read that Twitter thing that he said about him stealing his YouTube channel or whatever. What do you guys think? I know you all got opinions. So now that I got all this crap with the audio figured out, I'm going to go back to scheduling live streams. And we had Deconverted Man on a few days ago. He's a mental giant. That guy, he can think circles around me. He's a smart one. He uses logic and all that stuff. He's a great asset to be on this channel. So I can't wait to have him back. Opinions are like, T.A. Stingbat says, opinions are like assholes. We all got one and they stink. They sure do. That's like, bosses are like diapers. They're full of shit and they're on our ass, right? So anyway, now that I got the, by the way, I had everything perfect. I had OBS set up perfect last year, and then when YouTube shut my channel down for over 3 months, I used OBS to live stream on Facebook and Twitter or some other places, and I didn't realize I overwrote my settings for YouTube, and boy, it's been tough getting them back. It was tough getting them set up in the first place, and so now I got it saved, their own separate, what do you call it? Their own, one's the Facebook settings, one's the Twitter settings, one's the YouTube settings. So hopefully I won't have any more problems. Let's see. Porn's like you start off looking at boobs and end up watching women tied up and being hit. I don't usually watch it now. Well, yeah, they get these youngsters. They went and ruined porn for us, didn't they? They go around tying each other up and beating each other. Not like the good old days of watching breasts. Good old days of porn. Now they got to ruin it. Damn it. How many out there watch porn or used to watch porn? Let's take a tally. Oh no, there's worse? Scheissvids? What's Scheissvids? It's like German for as Scheisse? I have no idea what Scheissvids is. I'm sure it's something pretty nasty. If it's a word I never heard of, let me look it up. I'll probably get arrested for Googling Scheist. Let's see. It doesn't want to give me a response. Scheiss. Urban Dictionary. What does Scheiss mean? Circumvent, German words, censorship, Scheiss. Oh, Scheiss. I was right. Scheisse. Scheisse. Once in a while, Cleveland Steamers. Yeah. Oh boy. Isn't that supposed to be illegal? Like showing like feces and stuff on, like that's, like Playboy shows breasts and pubic hair and, or used to, I don't know, they stopped doing it or something, but isn't like showing poop like illegal or supposed to be illegal? Isn't that like scat videos? What do they call them? It should be. Who wants to see that shit, right? Damn it, if you pink flamingos. Oh, I don't even want to ask. Oh boy. If you want to see somebody's shit, just walk in your own bathroom when your girlfriend or wife is taking a dump. Say, can I look? I don't know. Who wants to watch that shit? Literally. So T.A. Stingbat says literally. Pink flamingos. Huh. What's that one where you I can't think of the name for it. You're at somebody's house and you poop in the tank and put the lid back down. There's a name for that. I can't think of it. Now we're talking shit. This is like YouTube. We start out on Andy Warski. Now we're talking about shice porn and pooping in people's toilet tanks. How did I end up here? So damn it, it's Friday, and Friday I eat big. I eat a lot of shit at lunch, so I don't get hungry till later. Oh man, that's a scary face. So like I don't have to stop because I'm hungry. This is great. So usually I eat like as soon as I get home from work, but on Fridays I pig out at lunch, and so I, 3-4 hours after I get home from work, and then, you eat shit at lunch. Yep, I eat shit. That's Taco Bell. That's shit. Let me tell you, shit goes in, shit goes out. But I'll tell you, it's delicious. I mean, I like genuine Mexican food. I eat those places all the time. But something about Taco Bell, it's just got like this warm shit taste to it. Oh, so you got me started here. I don't know. Has anybody ever eaten shit? I hear about that stuff like Lou Reed and shitting on a glass table and sitting underneath of it and stuff. That was years ago. But I mean, who eats shit? It's got to taste bad. I mean, I know we say eat shit to people. Never tasted shit on purpose. I never tasted it on accident. I know Taco Bell in the UK. Oh, that is so sad. I'm so sorry. Been to Taco Bell. And they're good. They're good. I know it's fake. It's fake Mexican. It's just like eating at Italian restaurant. A lot of Italian restaurants are crap. They're fake Italian food. You eat it at home. And if your mom is Italian, you get the real shit. I'm telling you. Oh, I said it again. Taco Bell is cool. And they're pretty inexpensive. And you remember, there's a time when I ate at Taco Bell and they didn't have as much on their menu. And I'd say, give me one of everything. And they'd say, what? Give me one of everything. And sure enough, I could eat 15, 16 items in one sitting. Easy. Or I'd say, give me 14 tacos. And they're like, what? And put olives on them. They used to put black olives years ago. They're like, no way, es scheisse. I'm like, no. I'm not eating shit. Give me the tacos. But yeah, I used to, and that was like, I weighed like 120 pounds, and I used to wolf down dozens of tacos. So it's kind of in the blood, You gotta love Taco Bell. But support your local Mexican restaurant. We got a whole bunch around here. And I got a taste for that when I was in Southern California for a length of time. And I just went, here's a story. It's an easy one because anyone that's been down there and been crossed over to Mexico, we used to walk over to Tijuana all the time. And so when you get to the border, even in Southern California, you go into a local, Mexican place or taco place, they show you the meat. Come here. I'm just looking at the menu. No, come here. Come back here. Okay, I follow him back into the kitchen. Look, this is the meat. This is real meat. I'm like, Okay, I wasn't questioning that. But so what I found out was that they're showing you, eat in my store, we're not putting ground up dog or cat in here. Okay? I know that sounds screwed up, but this is what was explained to me then. Okay? They show you the meat. Here's my meat. I don't want to see your pepperoni. Put that back in your pants. Damn it! Now we're gonna end up like Warski. Hey, you're talking that porn shit. So, yeah. So they they showed like actual beef on the counter and chicken, not live chicken. So when you crossed over into Mexico, they got those. I forget the name of it. They got like the meat on a stand, like a metal pole, and they shave it off. And, they make the, the little sandwich things, and I'll tell you what, it's risky. Back then, it was risky to eating in Tijuana. You cross over, eating the little food stands and stuff. But I'll tell you what's effing great. It's great. Kebab. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. It's the kebab thing. I love the kebabs. But those kebabs, what I don't like about them, this is from my experience with those Southern California Mexicans and south of the border in Tijuana, is that you can't tell what that thing is, right? Unless they just jam a whole chicken on it, or like half a cow on it. But you can't tell. It's like it's all ground up. So I don't like those, and even like around here, I don't like it I don't even like the texture of it. So when I get like a kebab, that sort of thing, I like chunks of chicken or chunks of lamb or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys like? Any vegetarians out there? Soylent Green kebabs are people. Yeah, I would not eat a Soylent Green kebab, that's for sure. Anyway, that was my stupid story of being in Mexico eating. I used to run over there. Here's another story. Was but got better. Huh. Okay, so years ago, walking into Mexico was real easy. You just skirt around the border. I'm begging, but I eat kebabs if I'm really drunk. So you're bi. You go both ways. vegan and meeting. So years ago, going into Mexico from the U.S., at the Tijuana border, whatever the hell that was, you could just walk around. You walk around. You didn't get challenged. You sneak through. Coming back, no, you couldn't do that coming back. I know we're talking about this now because we're talking about all this hoo-ha at the border. Yin-yang. But back then, it was really easy to get into Mexico. It wasn't easy to get here. They check your pockets. Coming back in, they check your pockets. Here, turn out those pockets or pull up your pant legs. See, you didn't know when you're in line, you're walking through. Because I didn't drive through. Because they tell you not to drive through because somebody will bump your car in Mexico and then you're screwed and then you'll go to jail, or so that's what they tell you. The insurance companies tell you that. So whether it's true or not. So I walked. That's easy. Take a bus down or drive to the border and then walk over. And then so coming back, so you're sneaking shit back from Mexico. Like, where do you put it? Because the person in front of you, lift up your shirt. And you're hoping it's a girl, right? And then they go to you, turn out your pockets or empty your jacket or take your jacket off or pull up your pant legs and pull down your socks or empty out your shoes, or so they would just like randomly do shit like that. And one time I was so stoned, so blasted from smoking weed over on the other side of the border, I had a whole shitload of stuff with me and contraband, and it was so long. It's long ago that the statute of limitations are over. So many years. But so I had my pockets just filled with shit, and they said, and it was like, I was like, I don't get stoned anymore, but they're like, do you have anything to declare? I was like, yeah. I got elbowed by a no. I actually got over, and then got on an airplane to come home, and I had like a half ounce of weed in my pocket, my pants pocket. Would you believe it? Yeah, I don't do that anymore. That was fun though. Them's were the days. But yeah, so I actually got on the plane. I wasn't even thinking. I had it always carry around my pocket. I had like about a half ounce in my front pocket, pants pocket, and walked into the plane and got on the plane and came home. And when I got home, I emptied out my pocket. So I was like, holy shit! Could you imagine? Holy shit! But now, so what's going to happen now is that a lot of states are going to decriminalize or some version of either make it legal or decriminalize marijuana. And what's going to happen is, I think at some point they're just going to have to throw in the federal government's going to have to throw in the towel and just like, they're not going after, that I know of, they're not going after the people in those states that have it legal now. And they could, but they're not. So at some point when there's like 45 states that make it legal, it's going to be like, what are we going to do? What do you think? Do you think that's going to happen? I didn't think this many states. When I smoked, I wish it was legal in my state. Of course, I think it was kind of half the fun is not getting caught, isn't it? I took the headphones off and I can talk now. What do you guys think? Do you think it should be legal? Well, obviously, constant disappointment. I kind of like, I'm like a little, having done all that shit, I'm going to stop. It's not good for me. It's expensive too, isn't it? It's not good for your wallet. So I think that, all drugs should be legal. So there was a time when that stuff wasn't illegal, and then they had the prohibition for alcohol, and that didn't work out. And then I think it was Harry Anslinger, whatever the hell his name was, ran the prohibition department, whatever the hell it's called. And he's like, oh, shit, we're going to be out of work. So let's make something else illegal. So they started this campaign. Now, what happened was, what would happen is that people were treated for drug addictions, right? So your doctor would treat you if you like a heroin or whatever. So, okay, so this is what happened. Now, I'm not saying nothing ugly ever happened or nothing bad, right? Blatantly, yeah. Okay, so what happens? So, say you're addicted to heroin, right? You go to the pharmacy and you pay, what was it back in the 19-teens and the 20s, 100 years ago? Like 50 cents or $1 for a load of heroin, And you go home and then you go to work and you have your family and you beat your wife. I mean, you love your wife and your kids and you kick your dog. I mean, take care of your pets. And so you can live a normal life. And then, just like with people that drink beer and stuff right now, it's legal, right? So if it's destroying your life, you get help. You can get help. And I'll read that in a second. So you can reach out for help, right? So you don't get like, let me get to the point. So when they made it illegal, so now you got to steal and stuff to get your heroin or whatever it was, and then you end up in jail. Then you can't get a job, and then you got to roll more people. You got to hang out in the alleyway and roll people. DuPont, so T.A. Stingbat says, DuPont was behind making pot illegal, wanted to sell nylon-free rope, made hemp illegal. And we know about the hemp thing. I didn't know DuPont was behind it. It makes sense. Wasn't the war on drugs originally a racist thing too? Well, I think I think that's the later war. We're talking about the Harry Anslinger war on drugs, that he needed a replacement for prohibition. Prohibition was very unpopular, and it failed. It actually did the opposite, and it made the racketeers, the whatever they call it, the gangs rich, because they could sell shit under illegal stuff, and so they took, they changed the Constitution and whatever amendment it was, and they made alcohol legal again. And now I don't think it was illegal to drink. I think it was illegal to sell and buy. So yeah, then we had the war on drugs, which came in like the 60s, 70s. And yes, I do believe that has a racist background to it. So, and around that time, there was a problem with people fighting for their rights. So what sort of butthurt bullshit Chungus is belly aching about? Huh? So what sort of butthurt bullshit Chungus is who's Chungus? Anyway, so yeah, so somebody asked about, like, was originally a racist thing, and I do believe that was okay. So if you hit the inner cities, and the inner cities are less white and more non-white people or poor people, well, so if you go after them, yeah, I guess that's the whole thing. And then we had what's his name? What's that guy's name? He killed himself. He's the one who exposed the. I'm going to shut down some windows here. We're done with Warski. Oh shit. Iran Miles Cheong. Oh. well, if you missed the, yeah. So he's yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about. So I'm slow. Sorry, I'm not stoned either. I don't do that anymore. Yeah. So he was condemning Warski for allegedly sharing pedophile stuff, and that was based upon the hit piece on the Metro. And maybe Warski was doing something wrong. I mean, hell, sure, but it doesn't look like it, And I don't think that was a fair article about Warski, painting him as an alt-right, and then trying to flavor. That's what we were talking about for the first half of this thing. Then we got into shit videos, and then eating tacos and eating shit tacos, and dropping a dump in someone's toilet tank and putting the top on it and leaving, stuff like that. It got real shitty in here. And then we talked about drugs, the war on drugs, getting stoned, and yeah. So that we got off course here because we kind of that story kind of met its end because we stopped talking about it and found more interesting territory. And it's like what we wanted to do was reflect how YouTube worked. Well, I started out watching puppies and I ended up in this bondage video. How did I get here? Like that's how it works. We're a mirror of YouTube here. This is reality. We start talking about Miles Cheong and Andy Warski, and end up talking about pooping on people or whatever they were saying earlier. So that's, yeah. So that's, I don't know if you read, I was reading his tweets about it. He's condemning Andy. He outright heartily condemns him for this. In other words, so he's judged him as, I am Sofa King, we tall did. Oh, did, maybe I read it backwards. Did tall we king? No, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so he's condemning Warski based upon a hit piece on the Metro. Like I said, maybe Warski did something wrong. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he was turning in pedophiles. Does he stream normally on Friday at 8? The host. I don't know. Do I know? No, I don't. 1800 East. I don't know. 18. That would be 6 o'clock. Huh. Are you talking about me, the host? Huh. Why you say that? Does Warski normally stream at 1800? Talking about it's military time. I don't know if he does. I don't know who streams when. I don't like pay attention to what time people stream. But I'm streaming now. And the reason I'm streaming now is because I was supposed to stream with somebody, Deconverted Man, a few days ago, and all the audio was all screwed up. It's just like a problem a minute here. You know, we got it all worked out. First the chat, the live chat wasn't popping up. You could see it on the video page, but it wasn't showing up on my OBS. So we got that all figured out, thanks to the kind people here to help me out. I never had a problem with that before. So yeah, so we got to so what was that guy's name that was he was Rupert, Michael Rupert? Shit, was that his name? Let me look it up. And I think he killed himself a few years ago. Yeah, Michael Rupert. Nah, that doesn't sound like him. Michael. Singer. Nah, that's not him. What the hell's the guy's name? It's hard to. Constant disappointment. It's hard to trust the media, but I think it's important to pay attention to it while recognizing the biases. There is biases, and I think there should be biases. So I'm telling a story, right? So when I do my videos, I'm biased. I have a point of view. I guess a few I didn't, but like I want to get a story across. Okay, I'm not the news, right? But I do a video, and I'm biased. I'm biased at the point I'm trying to make. If I'm sharing a video with somebody working on a project or live streaming with somebody, then then it's kind of like what the general consensus is. I'm not steering it, but so yeah, there should be a bias. Like, okay, so you're reporting on a crime, and you think crime is wrong. Well, you're biased, right? Yeah, see, it's impossible to report news without bias, right? But the difference is when you go from bias to showing the bias. And when I say showing the bias, everybody knows this. This is not rocket science. When you take a leap from okay, here's crime. I hate crime, and it happened today. Well, that's great. I don't have a problem with that. But when you start painting stuff, and making like the article we were talking about Andy Warski, they're painting him as an alt-right, and he did this and he did that, and in the article itself, it even says that he reported these pedophiles to the police or to what was the image, whatever the hell they I don't use Tumblr, I don't know, Snapchat or something. I forget. And so, you know what I mean? Like, let me put the headphones on to make sure I'm still... Test. Okay, still working. I'm going to turn this off to cough for a second. All right, I'm back and I'm badass. Okay, so what were we talking about? Yeah, bias in the news. Now, okay, so we could talk about that. So, like fake news, we hear this all the time from the left and the right. Fake news is when you have a story that is invented. Okay, so it's fake. Okay, being biased, seriously biased, is not fake news. Okay, it's opinion. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Now, I'm not defending anyone that does anything that I think is wrong, okay, as far as the news. When you have news, Yeah, you're right. It's impossible to do it without some bias because you're a human being. If you're reporting on this guy murdered all these children, you're not going to be like, oh, this was happened today. You're going to be pretty upset, right? So it's going to show. You can't. There's nothing you can do about that. So when you invent something, we have those stories that were just invented out of whole cloth. The story did not exist. Somebody wrote it. That's fake news. Okay, propaganda is... We know what propaganda is. Now, ironically, what a lot of people don't understand about propaganda is that what I'm about to say does not change the nature of propaganda. But in reality, what people don't understand about propaganda is that if it smells like propaganda, it's bad propaganda and it's not successful. So good propaganda appears normal. So like say back in Soviet times, if you're creating say a movie, okay, say in the Soviet Union, you have a movie, and if just like let me start from there. North Korean films, the entire film, if you watch one, okay, the entire, from start to finish, they're praising our glorious leader, our dear leader, the whole thing. Everything we do is for the benefit of our dear leader, who without him we wouldn't live, and he's the sun, the moon, the earth, everything to us. And so it's real obvious propaganda. Okay, so in the Soviet Union, what they did was they showed people living like shit in shit conditions. They showed people struggling, and you know why? Because people live like that. All the green stuff pushed in schools. That could be propaganda. So what the Soviets knew was that if you showed that everybody in the Soviet Union lives like kings and lives in luxury, people would walk out of the theater and say, fuck, this is bullshit. This is not right. So what they did was they made it real. And in there was some deeply built in, most of the films that I've seen it's very well hidden. And in reality, a lot of the propaganda films from the Soviet era in the Soviet Union and other countries associated with the Soviet Union, it wasn't as much they had a message they were trying to push a message, but what they would do is they would say the theme of the film was we want peace throughout the world and things like that. And so how could you argue with that, and they show people on a mission for peace or something like that, like whatever, or the absurdity of war. So rather than paint the Germans, which the Germans in the World War II killed millions of Soviet Russians and people in the Soviet Union, they just showed the Germans as soldiers doing what they were told. So it wasn't obvious propaganda. So for propaganda to be good, it has to be transparent to the targeted audience of that propaganda. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They see something that's blatant, that's opinionated. That's propaganda. No, that's not propaganda. That's opinion. That's strong opinion. Look at Alex Jones. Alex Jones has a very strong opinion. Okay? And he's still on his website, and he paints he paints his own view of the world into his stories. Okay, it's not propaganda, it's not fake news, it's Alex Jones' version of reality. Okay, so this is the one thing we have to understand about all this whole subject of fake news, excuse me, propaganda, and bias. Yes, there is bias. I'm not actually interested in watching something if it doesn't have some kind of bias. You watch a documentary about something, and if they don't have a point of view, they don't have a perspective, I'm not interested in it. It's just like, why don't they just show graphs and charts? That's not biased, right? I mean, it's boring. So constant disappointment says, what green stuff? So I got to turn. Yeah, so TA Stingbat, what is all the green stuff pushed in schools? Inquiring minds want to know. Are they pushing that in schools? And if they are, how are they pushing it? Like, what is the perspective? I don't know. I don't, my child is no longer in that kind of school, K through 12. So as an adult, I'm not supposed to know what he's doing. It's his business. But when he was in K through 12, I did pay attention to what was going on. Children shouldn't be told about climate change. Huh. Oh, you're asking that. Children shouldn't be told about climate change. What do you say, T.A. Stingbat? Yeah, it was. You're right. That's when we had like Earth Day. Nixon declared Earth Day in the early 70s. It was about conservation. And you know what? That is a good idea. Not shitting on the planet you live on. I think that's a great idea. I agree with that. So you're driving down the road, you don't throw your McDonald's bag out the window. Right? So doesn't that extend to everybody, that mentality? I agree with that. Shitting all over the environment. So what now with climate change and global warming, I don't know if it's taught in schools. Is it pushed in American schools, Canadian schools? I think there might be a big difference. I don't know that. I don't have an immediate dog in that game. So I really don't know. I haven't read about it. They are subjects. Do you think evolution should be taught in schools? Or teach to the, what do you call it? Teach to the argument or whatever it's called, creationism or intelligent design. You think they should be taught in schools? What do you guys think? I think they should be taught in schools, but they should be taught in the appropriate class, not in science, because it isn't science. It's certainly something that somebody might be interested in, and in the appropriate classroom, it should be taught. So what do you think? What do you think should be taught or not taught about climate change and global warming? I'm asking you guys. So you're saying that the kids should not be exposed to the subject of climate change or global warming? Evolution should be taught in school because it's science. Well, it's at the heart of biology. I agree. There are some that don't agree with that. It's fine. They're allowed to disagree. Bible should be taught in RE. RE. Religion class. Bible should be taught in, I guess, the church. I don't know what RE is. Holy crap. I'm getting a pop-up here. How the hell do I get a pop-up? Okay. So I think, like, with the issue of religion in class, I think there should be a comparative religion class where kids get to learn about, like, if you're raised and your family is Christian or Jewish or, whatever it is, and your family's teaching you and you go to your church or your house of worship, that's where you need to learn it. I mean, do you want to rely on a public school teacher teaching your child about their version of religion? That's, but if there's a comparative religion class, I think that's completely legitimate. So, okay. Constant disappointment says, but the consensus of people who study physical reality is that evolution is true. I agree with that. Religious education, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It should be in, I didn't know what RE was. It should be in religious education. And if you go to a religious school, I went to a private religious school for 7 years. I was almost thrown out. My parents luckily plucked me out. But And but yeah, and they had a religion class, and they have a right to teach that. That used to be in T.A. Stingbat said it used to be in social studies. Yeah, it probably was. There's a lot of things they don't teach anymore, do they? I don't even. Do they teach the Constitution anymore? So evolution is at the heart of biology, whether you agree with it or not. Whether you know you're and evolution is not at odds with, doesn't have to be at odds with your religious belief, by the way. So God created evolution and made everything roll, right? So like, hey, that I think some of the popes embraced it. I don't know. This one, yeah, I think this Francis probably does. He embraces a lot of things. So it doesn't have to be in conflict with it. But here's the thing, like evolution should be a part. I mean, it's at the heart, like I said, it's the heart of biology. We don't know how things work if we don't understand that. So you're basically gutting a child's good education by taking key parts of it out. It'd be like you got history class and then you remove everything about the United States from it. Well, you're not learning. Oh, Pope embraces little boys. Maybe Andy Warski's going to catch him. What do you think? Well, we don't have any evidence that the Pope himself embraced little boys, but we got it on some back channel information that some of them around him, they got little boys. And you know what? So you think about this. Why do they why do they pick on boys? Boys can't get pregnant. It's harder to get caught, right? Think about it. Oh, bastards. So if you're Catholic, so money that you give to the church is some of it, and if they say it's kept separate, money's fungible, right? So some of that is used to pay off victims of pedophilia, and that's terrible. And so rather than like I've been back and forth. I've been like anti-theist and then not anti-theist over the years and everything. And I think that, you know what, there are bad apples in the church and many churches, you know, not just Catholicism, and they need to be rooted out. They need to be, you know, because there are good people on both sides. Good people. On both sides of the aisle. No, there's good people that are dedicated their lives to religion, right? And so I don't agree with them on almost everything, but you know, good people are good people, right? So why should the good people be tarred and punished with? They do. Yeah, they do. They pray to graven images. So that's why their 10 Commandment doesn't have "do not pray to graven images" in it. I don't know if you noticed that the Catholics' version of 10 Commandments doesn't have that in there. I think. So they got all these idols that they have in their church. That's funny. One time I saw in a Catholic church, they had I looked up and there's this big statue. And I said, "What the hell is that? Is that Saint Unicorn?" And the people said, that's somebody with the tongue of fire on his head. I was like, looks like an effing unicorn. And I started laughing. Of course, got attention, and they didn't like that because I was laughing in church at Saint Unicorn. But yeah, they got idols. They worship idols, and so that's what the Protestants, one of the things they did, they moved away. They stripped all the iconography. They still got the golden calf. That's probably where it came from. So yeah, so the Protestants stripped all that iconography and imagery and stuff out of it. And you know, like, here's the thing. So if you look at the Bible, you're not supposed to represent God, right? So that's what the Muslims do. Like they get all butthurt over somebody draws a picture of Muhammad and whatever, and you know, and they go kill people, right? Bastards. So yeah. So and all the Abrahamic religions are the same way. You're not supposed to represent God, and the Catholics do. they represent God. So I guess that they cut that out of their Bible too. So, but everybody has their own interpretation of stuff. And what was I going to say? Your golden calf thing threw me off there, and I forgot my next bit on graven images. Was it graven images? So, yeah, it's fun. So you know what? Like they talk about getting along, and I've seen like these talks where we should learn to get along. And you know what? Look, every damn day, okay, I go out into the world, okay, because I am in the world. I leave the front door, get in my car, and I go to work, and I go to public places and stuff. I'm around people that are not like me. They don't look like me, okay? They don't believe the same things I do or don't believe or whatever. And we get along, generally. I don't get in fights too much, right? As a matter of fact, it's been years since I've been in a fight. And so we get along. So that's like so simple. Everybody does it all the time. We all get along. We have to respect each other. We don't have to respect each other's beliefs, and we don't have to respect each other's ideologies, but we have to respect each other, right to have those beliefs and right to have those ideology, which kind of, that's what pulled me back from the anti-theist thing, because, you know, that's a little too hard. You know, so the people that I love, the people that I know, have different beliefs than me. They look different than me. And so where do you draw the line? That's when hate, that's when you get into hate, where you hate people that aren't like you or don't believe like you. And so if we respect each other and hold hands and sing Kumbaya, that is you're right, that is Western civilization. And guess what? It's the best damn place on the earth. Now, you can criticize me for saying that. Look, and Western civilization, those are two big words. And nowhere in the history of the world, challenge me and tell me I'm wrong, nowhere in the history of the world, in places like in North America, you hippie. In North America, I'm not a hippie. My hair's too short. So in North America and in Western Europe, other parts of Europe, and even there's some places like Japan, other Asian countries. I don't know about the rest of the world. South America too. People are the freest they've ever been in the history of the world in the West. They're still crucifying Christians in the Middle East. Yes, they are. And throwing people off of buildings and burning people alive. I was going to do a video. There's been a lot of crap going on in my life recently. And I just can't, it's hard to focus on creating what I consider good videos, but according to the view counts, apparently YouTube has decided that they were going to bury them, and I'm no longer getting many views. But I was going to do a video, people are bastards sometimes. Those ISIS brides wanting to come back. I was going to do a video on it. And with a lot of drama going on, a lot of crap that people have imposed upon me that's coming from the outside, I haven't been doing many videos lately, and I'm getting back to that. I was also sick for like 3 weeks, and then before that 2 weeks, so I'm kind of winded here. But I was going to do a video on, and I didn't, on the ISIS brides returning. And, you know, yeah, do a video on that. Yeah, I might still do a video on that. Because they're still in the news. And they're like, yeah, we want to go there. Yeah, let's kill those bastard infidels. Yeah, it's great. ISIS is great. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, shit. Can I come back? And I said, Allahu, don't come back, bar. You know what? They had some of these, I saw the interviews, some of these girls had no problem with beheading people and cutting people's heads off. But now that the shit's hit the fan, they were back to shit again. Now that we're back to that, now that the shit's hit the fan, they're sitting in some, because ISIS is almost finished. They're like, oh, I gotta come back. I want to come back now. I'm sorry. Well, you know what? You make a mistake and, you drink beer underage or you smoke a joint, get caught. That's a mistake. You run into your friend's car, drive your car and have an accident. That's a mistake, I choose the wrong career path years ago. I went to a job and it didn't work out, so I got another job. That's a mistake. But being involved with a death cult that throws people off buildings, and what they did to the friggin' Yazidis, what they did to the Yazidis, and somebody commented when the one wanted to come back, the one ISIS bride, why don't you send her to the Yazidis, right? So T.A. Stingbutt, am I pronouncing your name right? Let me get. I'm sorry, T.A. Stingbat, sorry. Saw a vid of ISIS family strapping bombs to their kids and sending them to police. Oh, man. Holy crap. I don't hate people. I don't hate people because of their religion or anything they were born as, or anything they believe in. But you know what? There's an ideology. An ideology that tells people to fly planes into buildings, to put bombs on you, okay? Now, there's bad people all over the world, but I don't see Christians doing that. So I'm not, kissing Christianity's ass and Judaism. I don't see Christians and Jews, and I don't see, I don't see Hindus really doing that. Although they do get nasty every now and then. But, in general, we don't see that happening. The news isn't. So somebody drives a truck into a street of pedestrians and runs people over, killing and maiming people, and they yell, Allahu Akbar, and then somebody straps bombs on them and they walk into a cafe, like happens all over Israel. It's happening in Europe now. And they yell Allahu Akbar, or they have their notes in the van or whatever. I'm doing this for Allah. And so, and then people on the far left are crying, oh, you're reporting on it. They're calling them terrorists. Well, they're friggin' terrorists. I'm trying not to curse. They're terrorists. That's why they're being called terrorists. And I think a lot of times the news is a little too they're a little too soft on them. They go, well, we don't have any evidence yet that they did this in the name of Islam. And, the video shows them screaming, or the witnesses said they were screaming Allahu Akbar while they were doing it. So we don't have, well, you know what? Okay. So I'll give them that. When they get all the facts in, report it. But I think they're a little easy. People on the far left complain that everything they report on they should report on every Islamic terrorist, Islamist terrorist, jihadi, whatever. All these terminologies, jihadist terrorist attacks in the name of Islam. They should report on it. And they should report on any other ideology that causes people to do terrible things, to kill people, to maim people, to rip children from their mothers. They should be called out, should be on the news. And people shouldn't be afraid to call it for what it is. Okay, terrorism. So the ISIS brides, I want to come back now. I don't like it here. I liked my iPhone in my Starbucks. So they want to come back. And I think a lot of them aren't being let back. I think in the U.S., that one, I might be getting, I don't have it in front of me. Begum, or is that the British one? They said, nope, you're not a citizen. And then I think in the UK, they revoked her citizenship. Good for them. Good for them. If those girls were taken there, by, say, their parents, they were dragged there, well, Hey, that's a different story. But they went on their own. Were they kids when they did it? Sure, but kids kill people. And we see on the news all the time where a child goes and kills, they're 15 or whatever, they kill their friends or their kids, or they do school shootings and then they get tried as an adult. Doing terrible things, being a part of an organization that wants to kill people and destroy people in the name of their religion. That's not a good thing. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that children get talked into doing that stuff and their lives are ruined. But there's nothing we can do. It's not my fault. It's not our fault that they were talked into going over there. And Constant Disappointment says true leftists wouldn't support them. Marxism is fundamentally materialist and against the power structures of religion. Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, but they do. I mean, are you also anti-killing people? Yeah, well, that's true. If you study Islamic texts, it is evident that it is more a blueprint for world domination. Yes, you're right. That any sort of religion, Quran tells them to treat all kafirs like crap. Yes. And of course they have this thing where they say, "Oh, you misinterpreted. You didn't read it in the original Arabic." Did you read it in the original Arabic? I say to them, but you misinterpreted it. Well, it says right here. Well, there's another thing that I don't care. It says right here. You know what I mean? It's like with the Bible. Same thing with the Bible. If hey, you know what the penalty for most of the 10 Commandments is? Death. It says it right in the Bible. Okay, so you read it wrong, or you read the wrong 10 Commandments. No, and it's the same with the Quran, right? So they say, you read it wrong. No, I read it. Tell me what it says. Okay, and it is. I agree. It is a blueprint for world domination. And so when they say stuff like ISIS is the new caliphate, what does that mean? Oh, ISIS, they're not true Muslims. Oh, they're not. Oh, really? They seem like true Muslims because they're quoting the Quran and they're saying we're doing this for Allah. So one thing that people on the regressives on the left do is they're mind readers. Okay? They say, they're not really Muslims. Well, how do you know? How do you know? You read their mind? Okay? So religion is self-professing. Okay? What am I? I'll tell you what I am, right? Okay? And if you say, no, you're not, well, tough shit. I just told you what I am or I'm not. Okay? I'm not a believer, so that's what you can't say, oh, no, I know what you really think. You're really like, you're like a Lutheran or something. No, I just told you what I am. Okay? So you don't get to do that. Okay? So if these people say we're doing this in the name of Allah, right? You have to believe them. If it's possible to have different interpretations of informational documents, it's not really doing its job. Yeah, but all those religious documents are, first of all, you know that there's mistakes in all religious documents for a number of reasons. One of the most important one is that they've been written and rewritten countless times over hundreds of years. Because they didn't put it on a dongle or a USB drive 2,000 years ago. Somebody hand wrote it, and then you wanted a copy of it. You hand wrote that, and then so you get mistakes, mistakes made handed down over and over. Some people, they didn't like this sentence, they changed it, or they wrote it, they misinterpreted. This is written in Aramaic or Greek, and they don't understand it that well. So they and remember though, when they insult people, just a bunch of Bronze Age goat herders. Tell you what, a couple thousand years, 4,000 years ago, the only people that write were the most educated people, right? Okay, so when they make mistakes, these aren't just like goat herders out. We're going to write down some Bible verses today. No, they were like the most educated in the world. How many people could read 4,000 years ago? Like 5, 6? I don't know, probably more than that. But so, yeah, so there's mistakes, there's interpretations. Now, here's the difference, though, with Islam, okay? the Quran is the ultimate word. It's the true word and no mistakes, blah, 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 blah. So like Catholics say when you challenge a Catholic about, like we were talking earlier about, false images. Well, that's just, it's divinely inspired. No, Muhammad was illiterate. That's what I heard. But you know what? I'm a mythicist on most religions, meaning I don't think Zeus and Apollo existed. Okay, I don't think the god Isis or Thoth or any Marmaduke or whatever the hell. I don't think they existed, and it's possible that Muhammad, he was a prophet. It's possible he didn't exist. Okay, God should get a YouTube channel. You're right. You're right. So if he had if God, I'm assuming a he, right? Or is he beyond like genders, right? So he's post-gender. God is post-gender. Should get a YouTube channel and say, look, you bastards, stop killing people in my name. What? The Quran says no. Look, this is, see the YouTube channel? It says God. YouTube wouldn't give out a channel called God to anyone unless it was God, right? That's what they would say. And then they would say, well, the Quran says, no, I didn't write that. You guys did that. And then you made mistakes and stuff. Yeah, that's a funny thing. God should get a YouTube channel. And then we could tune in. What do you got to say today? Disturbing trends, you're an ass. Stop talking shit about me. And, oh, jeez. Now, if that happened, I'd be like, oh, crap. So I have some pets here. I'm not hungry yet. I mentioned earlier that on Fridays I eat a big lunch, and then it takes me hours normally after I normally eat dinner. So it worked out really well to get online and do this live stream because I'm not hungry yet, but my pets are hungry, and they're starting to they're coming around. They're like giving me the eyes, and I'm getting nudged in the legs and stuff. So I'm going to wrap this up soon. I could go on all night. This is fun. I love doing this. And now that my audio is working and we have the chat thing working or whatever, I wonder what he'd say about the rewired soul. I don't know. What do you think he would say about the and you're assuming God's gender there too. What do you think he would say about the rewired soul? Spill epic tea. Am I reading that right? The type is really tiny. It's hard for me to read this text. I have to control whatever this so I can make it bigger. Really, really tiny. Let me scroll that thing up here. That's what I should have done earlier. Yeah, God would spill epic tea. Yeah, thanks, man. Enjoy. Yeah, I turned the mic around. Yeah, I enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun. And I'm going to be doing more live chats. I think he'd say he's a dick. Yeah, he might say that. Yeah. Just think about this. Bone cancer in children. What's that about? So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I thank everyone for stopping in and contributing to the chat because you made it happen. We started out with a crappy stink thing about Miles Cheong and the guy I forget what name was from Chungo or something. Miles Cheong condemning Andy Warski from the Metro hit piece about. It turns out it looks like Warski was just turning in. He just wasn't real clever about it and set himself up to be criticized. Look after yourself. Got shitty. Okay. So yes, goodbye to everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back. Oh, we went an hour and a half. Holy shit. Okay, bye-bye now. Love you all. Bye-bye. I'm not a hippie.